Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Outcast. So Outcast stars Hayden Christensen and Nicolas Cage, and what this film is about, it's about this guy who wants to be king, and what he does, he's hunting down his brother and his sister, and Hayden Christensen must protect those two, and Nicolas Cage is Hayden Christensen's traitor. So, what did I think of Outcast? This was bad. This was really bad. Oh my goodness, was this movie bad? Oh my. It was bad, people. This movie was awful. It is terrible. And it's not really like it's terrible in a good way. No, this movie's just terrible. Oh my goodness. Alright, I do have one positive with this movie. I do. Surprisingly, I do. And that's Nicolas Cage. Whenever Nicolas Cage was on... Listen, he's awful in the movie. He is terrible, but at least he's terrible in a good way. You know? He just acts so over the top, and he's hilarious. He is. He's just funny at acting over the top. Like, he's like, oh, we have to get to the lion of the, they took my right eye, and yeah, it's just, he talks like that, and it's so hilarious. Just the dialogue he's speaking, it's just hilarious. So, yeah, Nicolas Cage was pretty funny, and, you know, just have his Nicolas Cage isms. So, yeah. Now let's go right into the negatives, and I have a bunch of negatives with this movie. My biggest negative with this movie is the action. The action is terrible. The action is filmed so poorly, and it has like Dutch angles, you know, like this. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. But, so yeah. I mean, did they go to the Taken 3/Battlefield Earth School of Action Scenes? Like, what? It's just terrible. It's shaky cam, quick cut. I mean, it's bad. Like, the action is really, really bad in this movie. It is. It's just terrible. The Dutch angles were awful. They really were. The acting is awful from this movie. It is just terrible, the acting. I mean, the guy who plays the bad guy is the worst actor out of any of these guys. He is terrible. It is laughable. He is a cartoon villain. He's just so generic. He's over the top. He's a cartoon. He really is. I just thought he was awful. The guy who plays the brother is terrible. The sister was okay. And Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen, I will admit, he's not like the worst actor in this movie, but he's pretty bad. He is bad in this movie. Like, it seemed like he was tired throughout this entire movie. I mean, he gave like a Bruce Willis / John Cusack performance. Like, where he's just there and he's just bored and sound like he's tired throughout the entire movie. It's just bad. Like, the acting's terrible. The writing, oh, the writing is, it's terrible. It's some of the worst dialogue. It's like cheesy, terrible dialogue. The writing is so bad. Oh my goodness, it seemed like a cartoon at times with the writing. The directing is awful. Like, I think this is by far the worst directed movie of this year so far. It is awful. Like, this movie, like, has some terrible directing. It's directed by Nick Powell, I think. That's how you pronounce his name. He just does a terrible job directing this movie. And the movie is so boring. So boring. It is boring. Oh my goodness. 5 minutes into the movie, I just wanted it to be over. It was just terrible. It's boring. Oh my goodness, I almost fell asleep. I swear, I almost fell asleep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And apparently, someone pees on Hayden Christensen in this movie. I'm not kidding with you. Someone pees on Hayden Christensen. Oh, my goodness. This movie, Outcast is terrible. It's one of the worst movies I've seen this year. Surprisingly, it's not the worst movie I've seen this year, but is definitely one of the worst. So it's time for my official grade on Outcast, and my official grade on Outcast is a D-. I can't give it an F because I do have that positive with Nicolas Cage. So yeah, but that doesn't mean this is still a terrible movie. This movie is still awful. So yeah, it's getting a D-. It is an awful movie. So what did you guys think of Outcast? Leave in the comment section below. I'm WWE Fan 0599. We'll see you all later. Peace.